شلام ألوخون؟ أنا ريبيكا سايمون. من جيبت يداعت شاميران قابلوخون من بشينة. وباروخون إيدت إشتاء البش شوامو شويشنت آتوراي. قا كل بنا أمتي مغبة. إنا هر بديدان تتأخنن آها رشيتت آتوراي. إتلن هر بديدان تخاقيفن دينوس بلتلا يداها كل الدنيا. كورونا فيروس. كوفيد الجاسر. حكمت أمريكا، كونغرست أمريكا وبريزيدنت دونالد ترامب خستيمولس بيل قد 3 تريليون دولار موفرون قد أويا هايرتا قد بزنيسة وقناشة قد شولانة منيدا يوفينا وجو أسقويتنا. همزمتن أوديو بدوية من خا سي بي اي باصدن هايرياتي ومو كمسخ أودخ. همزمتن إيلا من خا آتورايا Mari Shabilla. Mari, thank you for being here with us.
Hi, how are you? Happy New Year, Shlama.
Shlama, and Happy New Year to you as well. We will conduct our interview in English because there are many terminologies that we cannot translate to Assyrian, so it's easier to conduct the interview in English.
Sure.
Mari, how long have you been an accountant?
I've been in accounting for 14 years.
And you're currently a CPA?
Yes.
And where do you practice?
Out of San Diego, California.
We would like you to inform our Assyrians a little bit about the stimulus plan and how they can benefit, what they can do. So it would be a great help to many of them who don't know how they can seek this help. For small businesses and non-profit organizations, what are the qualifications for them to apply for grants?
So this is part of a disaster relief loan, and they're calling it the Paycheck Protection Program. It's to help keep jobs employed, people employed with their jobs. That's the main function that Donald Trump wants to keep up with President Trump, is to make sure every American is still getting paid. And once everyone gets paid, it's going to stimulate the economy as everyone continues to spend on their normal habits. So part of the calculation in getting this loan from the SBA, which provides small business loans to Americans, every single day, throughout the year, you can always get a business loan from them. But this is a disaster relief loan focused on making sure companies can keep their employees employed. So it's going to take an average of the last 12 months of payroll that you've paid your employees, including yourself if you're the owner of the company. Up to $100,000 per employee is the maximum that it's going to calculate that ratio at. So it's going to take that 12-month average, divide it into 1 month, and then multiply it by 2.5 months. So you take a 1 month average, multiply it by 2.5 months. And as long as you keep your employees employed and you use that stimulus money on payroll, rent, and utilities, then you will have part of that loan forgiven. So it's a nice option to have. So it's going to help a lot of businesses out right now by keeping them open, the doors open, people employed, and all the money has to be spent on is continuously to pay your employees, pay your rent, and pay utilities.
So let me see if I can understand you, if I understood you correctly. You take an
Correct.
average of your employee salaries, including your own salary, anything less than 100,000, nothing over 100,000 does not come into the calculation for the average purposes.
Correct. If someone gets paid 150,000, you'd have to weight their calculation at 100 max.
And then you multiply whatever average payroll, monthly payroll you get, you multiply that by 2.5, and that is the maximum amount you're allowed according to this plan. Is that correct?
Right. For the PPP loan, that's what you're going to get, but it also includes, so it's gross wages, taxes, payroll taxes, and any employee benefits. So their health insurance that you've been paying for, that's all included as well.
As long as it's less than $100,000.
Correct.
And what kind of businesses can apply for this payroll protection plan?
All businesses, as long as they're participating in legal activities. So any illegal businesses would not qualify, of course. And anyone who doesn't have payroll, so if you haven't been paying yourself payroll, it doesn't count. However, if you are a freelancer and you do earn Schedule C income, you also do qualify as well. So anyone who has their own business and they file Schedule C, an independent contractor, they'd also be able to apply the loan. And it's a little bit of a different calculation than the payroll, but that's considered as well, and it is the maximum of 100,000. So if you do operate on your own, that 100,000 would be the max annual calculation, and then it would go from there.
Now, is there a maximum number of employees that you can have, or any
Sure.
number of employees?
This is driven for companies with 500 or less employees. So it's meant for smaller businesses. The government considers anything over 500 to be a large business. So companies like Ford and GM are not going to qualify for something like this. This is small business owners in our community to help keep things going.
Where does a small business owner go to apply for this?
So what I'm being told from all the large banks, I have a lot of contacts with the big banks, and they're saying that by Friday, you should be able to go to your bank and they should have the application forms ready. They just got all the information Monday, and they're working, as hard as they can to get the forms ready to go for everyone to apply. So at this time, we're advising all of our clients to get your financial statements in order, get your payroll reports in order, and if you have those figures ready to go, the application process shouldn't take you long. It's just going to be some personal information about each owner. Any owner that owns the company 20% or more of the company will have to provide their personal information and guarantee the loan. But the guarantee, it's just a personal guarantee. No assets have to be pledged or anything like that. And it's only a 0.5% interest. 0.5% interest. And it's, as of now, it's not, nothing's official, but it's a 2-year payback period if it's not forgiven. So part of this whole package is part of it may be forgiven as long as you're spending the money on payroll, utilities, and rent.
Do you know if in the stimulus bill, the forgiving clause, the forgiveness of the loan clause, is already included, or that may come in later time? Do you know that? I know it's a long bill, and you may not have read the entire bill, but in case you know.
It's already probably changed 10 times, and I don't think we know until we get there. So they're just saying it may be forgiven. I think there's going to be multiple rounds of funding depending on how long this pandemic pans out. You might be able to get additional loans later on if things aren't going well in the economy. So as of right now, they're not saying exactly what percentage of the loan will be forgiven or at what rate. It could be all of it. It could be a part of it. It could be none of it, depending on how the rest of your year pans out.
At any rate, 0.5% is such a minute interest rate that most people would want to take advantage of this low interest rate.
And a lot of businesses, whether they need it or not, are actually applying for the loan. It could benefit them and help them grow, or just to stay afloat, because maybe today they're not doing bad, but in the future a lot of their clients may start struggling. So I actually am encouraging all business owners to apply for these loans, see what you can get, and if you're not hurting today or the next 60 days, you might start hurting in the next 6 months, because everyone will be affected as this continues to go on.
Absolutely, because the COVID-19 destiny is an unknown one. We don't know where we're going to end up and when the cure is going to arrive. So this is a very unknown kind of a virus with an unknown future. So we don't know where we're going to be. You're absolutely right. You mentioned that the bankers will be ready this Friday. Can this application be done online, or you have to physically go to the bank?
I'm assuming there should be some sort of forms that you'll be able to get online. We're in a digital age, so I don't think it will be anything different. They just don't have the forms ready. But I would contact your banker to see what they know so far on what the process is. Each bank has a little bit of a different loan process, because it is like taking out a loan We're hoping these get approved faster than normal. Most loans take about 30 days to get approved. We're hoping for a lot of our clients they'll be sped up faster than that. But like I said, just have all of your information ready to go. Your payroll reports, your financial statements up to date as best as you can, at least the sales and the cost of goods portion. And then also have a good hold on what your personal assets are. Whenever you pledge for a loan, they need to know what's your home worth, what's your mortgage, what assets do you have, how much cash you have in the bank, how much cash on hand, and so on. So they need to know a lot of your personal financial standings before getting approved.
How long has the Congress allowed time for the applicants to apply? Is there a time limit on when you can apply? Would the time expire after a certain time?
Yeah, so right now there's a couple different loans that are out there. Right now, if you go to sbasambobapple.gov, you can go apply for a quick $10,000 relief. And that loan will be applied to the PPP loan later on if you apply for that as well. That loan you have until June 30th to go ahead and apply for. The PPP loan, as of now, they're saying you have until September 30th, 2020. However, the government has pledged a limited amount of money. Right now, they're saying $359 billion. I'm assuming that money is going to run out at some point. I think a lot of businesses are going to apply for it. Like I said, my clients are doing it whether they're in trouble or not, just so they have money ready to go in case this continues on. So everyone, should apply as fast as they can. I wouldn't wait till the latter date. I would get all your ducks in a row and apply as soon as you can.
In that case, would you say? Yes, sorry.
Yeah, as of now, they're saying. Yeah.
Would you say that because of the limited amount of aid, that the loan will be given out on a first-come, first-served basis?
I believe so, unless they want to allocate more money. Luckily, President Trump is, very focused on keeping the economy afloat. So if they have to put more money in, into circulation, it's only going to continue to help the, the taxpayers and all the citizens.
And what about the nonprofits? For instance, our churches, our shotaputas, associations, civic clubs. The same rule applies for them as well?
Right. As long as they do have payroll, I know majority of not-for-profits have a lot of volunteers, but if you do have a not-for-profit that has payroll and so on, yes, you can continue to apply for it and it would apply for you. And of course, I've still been encouraging people to make sure to donate to all the churches and all the other not-for-profits because I'm sure, they're still in need as well. But they can still apply for the loan. It might be a little bit different circumstance for some that don't have payroll. There are different disaster loans that have always been around. For instance, for tornado and hurricane victims in the past, they've always had loans for disasters. This particular one is driven towards, companies or not-for-profits that have people on payroll to make sure that people keep getting their paychecks.
And it's very much common sense that you cannot use both this particular disaster relief fund in conjunction with another disaster fund that's, let's say, people who have had hurricanes and tornadoes in their areas use. You can use only one, which is this one. Correct?
That hasn't been outlined as off the table. No, I say if you've been hit twice, it's possible. They haven't really made it clear what they're exactly doing. We're in uncharted waters. This is something new for everyone. This has never happened in the last 100 years of this country, where we have these stimulus packages and so on. With Obama's administration, they bailed out the big companies. The individuals didn't really get anything besides extended unemployment. They didn't do anything for the small businesses. So that's why we're very happy that Trump is advocating for all the small businesses to keep them going, because most Americans are employed by small businesses, and so that's what we have to do to keep the economy going.
Of course, and these are unprecedented times. We've never encountered anything like it, at least in our lifetime. And so
Correct.
you are right. We are in uncharted waters, and we'll see how this goes. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Mari, to the reliefs or any information you can provide to the Assyrians in the United States?
Yeah, so as far as the stimulus money, you don't need to do anything. If you filed your 18 or 19 tax return, it's going to go based off your most recent tax return to receive the stimulus. If you have not filed your 18 or 19 tax returns, the credit will be applied on your 2020 filing. So you're not out of the water if you don't. It's not like you're not going to get any money if you haven't filed, but it will be delayed. So if you have not filed and will not file, you'll make it up on your 2020 tax return. So each individual is going to be getting $1,200. That's if and it phases out after $75,000 of income. They'll start phasing out from there. $5 for every $100 in excess. If you're married, it goes up to $150. Married filing jointly status. And then if you're head of household, it's right about $115,000, $117,000 before that stimulus starts phasing out. So if you're a married couple that make under $150, and let's say you have no children, you're going to receive $2,400. If you make $200,000 or more, you're not going to get anything with the stimulus package. And then if you divide those numbers by 2, so if you're single and you make $110,000, you will not receive anything from the stimulus package.
So this is in addition to the SBA loan and the...
Correct.
Okay, so you were referring to that.
Yeah.
Are you in business of filling out forms for people who cannot do it on their own? And if you do, how much do you charge?
Unfortunately, we don't do loan applications, but we do help provide our clients with the documentation they need to file for the application for the loans. So you have to get your tax returns in order. You have to create a personal financial statement, which essentially is just a document listing your net worth. When you're applying for the loan. What we're being told to do is go to your bank in order to help provide assistance for these loans.
I foresee long lines or long waits on the phones.
Yeah, I would reach out to family members if you don't speak English or you have issues with computers and so on. I'd ask someone you trust to help you out with the application. They're not going to make it too difficult. They know the nature. They know the population, and not everyone is speaking English and understands how to read the forms. But they'll help out as best as they can. And if you're in a community where there are, Assyrians at the local branches, I'm sure they'll help as well as far as translating.
Very well. Mari Shabila, if someone wants to get in touch with you, either with questions or they want you to handle their accounting matters, how can they contact you?
Yeah, our website is ibcpa.com, and you can always email us at info at ibcpa.com. And, we serve the whole nation, but even though we're out of San Diego, California, we have clients all over the country.
Very well. Mari Shabila, I need to tell our viewers that you came on in the last minute. Literally, we gave you 10 minutes to do this interview. You were very well prepared and very helpful. And we thank you for your kindness, and Happy New Year again to you.
Thank you. No problem. Anything for the community.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
مغبن آتورای اتلیهیوی قد همزمته و یقاتو خون مملیانته و این انگلیس لیتون بدایا قد خبران ده CPA ليتون كل برميين بس معلوخون خناشت قد بدايتون انجلس بدايلي يعتف كسلوخون وباشقلون چونك درابة اننقاية انفورميشن اتن قد حكمة امسا قاتوخون هايرا ان شلوخون مني دايووتون ان كومبانيوخون دويروتون ين هايريات خينه عويتون رابة بسيمة بدانوخون و اتلی هیوی اویتون سلامت گودن دانات رابا قشی و چاتن قد دنیا اتلن بسیم رابا